If anyone had told me that love would find me under the flickering lights of a hospital waiting room, I would have laughed or maybe cried. That rainy Tuesday afternoon, I wasn't looking for love. I was looking for hope. My mother had just been rushed to the hospital after the accident, and fear pressed heavy on my chest like a stone I couldn't lift. I remember almost not going that day. A small voice whispered, "Go to her. Today. Don't wait." I almost ignored it, but that act of obedience, that one small yes, became the first page of a love story written in tears, trust, and whispered prayers. I hadn't slept all night. My eyes were swollen from crying. I knelt beside my bed and prayed, "Please, God, don't take her from me. Not yet. Not like this." When I got to the hospital, everything smelled like antiseptic and fear. Machines beeped like countdowns. Families clung to each other. And I sat alone in a corner, clutching my mother's Bible, trying to read through my tears. Then he walked in, Dr. Chukwuemeka Okonkwo. I didn't know his name yet, only that he looked like peace-wearing scrubs. "Family of Grace Adebayo?" he asked. I jumped to my feet. "Yes, I'm her daughter. Please, is she—" He stepped closer, and his voice softened. "Your mother is stable. She's a fighter. We've done everything we can, now we wait. But I believe she's going to pull through." And just like that, the weight on my chest loosened. Tears came, years of fear and prayer washing down my face. "Thank you," I whispered. He didn't rush off. He sat beside me. "I saw the Bible in your hands," he said. "I prayed with your mother before surgery. She's in good hands, the best hands." Something shifted inside me. He wasn't just a doctor. He was a believer, a man whose faith walked quietly but powerfully through every word he spoke. Over the next 3 weeks, as my mother recovered, he kept showing up. Sometimes during rounds, sometimes just to check on me. He brought tea when I looked tired. He reminded me to eat. He sat with me when fear became too loud. We talked about faith and pain, about how he lost his father to cancer, and how it broke him but also built him. We talked about purpose, about healing, about how even the worst moments can become holy ground if we let God work through them. And slowly, my heart, the same one I thought was done believing in love, began to open again. But I was scared. I'd been hurt before by men who said God first, but meant me first. So I prayed again. "God, if this isn't from you, take it away. Please don't let me hope for something that will break me again." But instead of closing the door, he opened it wider. When my mother was finally discharged, she looked up at him and said, "You saved my life." He smiled. "No, Ma, God did. I was just honored to be his hands." Then she turned to me, her eyes soft. "Take care of my daughter," she said. And he looked at me, really looked, and my heart knew. 3 months later, he came to our home. Not as a doctor this time, but as a man. He sat across from my mother and said, "I didn't plan this. I wasn't looking for love when I met your daughter, but I saw her faith in the darkest moment of her life. I saw her trust God when everything felt uncertain, and I knew this is the woman I prayed for." Tears filled my eyes before he even finished. He turned to me and said softly, "Vivian, will you let me love you the way Christ loves his church?" I couldn't speak. I just nodded, through the tears whispering, "Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes." We married 6 months later. Simple ceremony, overflowing joy. Every day since has been proof that God writes better love stories than we ever could. Sometimes at night, when I hear the rain, I think back to that hospital, to the voice that told me, "Go to her. today, to how close I came to missing the love story God was writing in the middle of my heartbreak. Now, I understand the waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. To every woman listening, your faith is not foolishness, your standards are not too high, your waiting is not in vain. When God authors your love story, it won't just be beautiful, it'll be redemptive, it'll heal what was broken, and it'll be worth every tear you cried while you waited. Hold on, beloved. Your chapter is being written even now.